Hey everybody, welcome to the Cosmic Panel. I'm Elias,
I'm Lucas.
and today we're going to be talking about our most anticipated polls. This is August 31st. Um, my top five this week are Amazing Fantasy 1000. Um, this is an interesting concept. I think they had an Amazing Fantasy book like this past year, which looked like it had like Black Widow and some weird stuff in it. So maybe they were just trying to build us up to 1,000 so they could do this huge special. It's only an $8 book. I thought it would be like $10 because they've
Yeah,
been doing a lot of like $10 Spidey books. But
it's kind of weird. What were the other OG Amazing Fantasy books about? Was it about like Iron Man and etc. like those characters or
no, so Amazing Fantasy is actually interesting because it was more of like I guess like not
anthology
even like
series?
yeah, it was like almost like day by day like slice of life maybe or like mystery like different stuff. But it wasn't like any of the other, like Tales to Astonish or any of those things because those featured like one character or two characters consistently. Amazing Fantasy was sort of just like a random thing. And so when they landed on Spidey, obviously that became the most well-known.
Yeah,
um
it's like Detective
yeah,
Comics with Batman and Action Comics with Superman.
right. But it used to just be an anthology series. It would just be random stuff. Um, so yeah, Amazing Fantasy 1000. It's going to have a bunch of different, writers and stories. Looks like we got Hickman, we got Gaiman, Dan Slott, just
Gaiman
to
is
name a
writing?
few.
What?
Yeah.
That
So
is wild. I'm wondering if he's gonna write a Spidey. Has he ever written Spidey?
I don't think he ever has, to be honest.
This will be. Oh wait, there's different. Well, there's Sinister 60th, Slaves of the Witch Queen. So maybe it isn't just Spidey.
Maybe not. It seems to be like a celebration of Spidey though, because
Oh
I think it's
yeah, it says
60
Peter
years.
Parker and Spider Man's birthday. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it must
60
be.
years of Spidey.
Yeah, that's wild to think Neil Gaiman is like, yeah, let me take a shot at Spidey now. Now that my Netflix show has like surpassed everything that it
He
was ever
must,
anticipated.
yeah, he must do some crazy stuff.
I'm
But yeah,
interested.
ever since Amazing Fantasy 15, they sort of kind of kept it a Spidey book, I guess. Um, but yeah, so that should be fun. 6 years of Spidey. Next
Wild.
up on my top five, I got Thunderbolts number one. This is a book I've been waiting on for a little bit. Something that they set up at the end of Devil's Reign.
Yeah.
So this should be a fun series. Really weird team. I
Yeah,
think we
definitely all
got.
over the place.
I love a ragtag team. Looks like we got Hawkeye, Spectrum, America Chavez, Power Man, Persuasion. I
I
guess
don't know
that's
who
top
that is.
right, and then Guts and Glory in the top left. And then it looks like there's some like monster, like classic monster character on the bottom. But yeah,
That's
so
interesting.
Thunderbolts is like a fun little series that is going to be dealing with like the aftermath of Devil's Reign. Um, Really weird team. Seems like a lot of fun.
I
Um,
really hope that we get to see more Luke Cage as a mayor.
yeah, I think that's definitely what we're going to get. And also at the end of Devil's Reign, Monica Rambeau was hesitant to join the Thunderbolts, so I'm curious how
For
she ends up into the
fair
fray
reason.
again. Yeah, so I'm curious how she gets back involved with these guys. Next up, I got Iron Fist 5. This has been a really great limited series. This is the finale. They got a lot to tie up, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
So we'll
think this should have
see.
been an ongoing. And last
Yeah,
issue
we'll
wasn't
see
as
what they
good,
can do.
in my opinion.
Yeah, it didn't. It was more of a fight issue. It wasn't really much to propel the plot forward. But
Yeah, but even within the fight issue, I feel like the other issues have done fights way better. This felt like very cluttered
yeah,
on the
I like
pages
I
at
like
times.
the Fat Cobra fight
That was cool, but yeah, I feel
and
like
the
they could have
Bride.
done way more with it, to be honest.
Yeah, so it wasn't amazing, but they have a lot to tie up, and Loki's on the cover, so I don't even know how he's going to be involved.
Oh yeah,
But
wait, what? I didn't even look at the cover. Wow, that's kind of wild. I wonder
yeah,
if this is Loki from Asgard or Loki from Be- fucking Beyonder
yeah,
from Defenders,
yeah.
because that one is just
But
always running wild.
yeah, these covers have been amazing. Lionel Francis Yu, amazing as always. I'm really glad that they got him on these Iron Fist covers.
Yeah, I mean it's been a great creative team. Alyssa Wong has been absolutely killing it.
Yeah,
Um, I wish this was an ongoing. I really do because I feel like
yeah,
we could easily have like a tournament arc with like Danny and the new Iron Fist, like Lynn facing off against like the rest of
yeah.
the competition.
Hmm.
Like, oh,
Yeah, and I love that they're making, us care more about Swords Master,
yeah,
um,
exactly.
and really making him an important character.
Ooh,
So
look at
yeah.
the variant cover real quick. The variant cover is really interesting because it has Danny and Lynn in their Iron Fist costume.
Oh, nice.
That's actually pretty
That's
cool.
fun. So yeah, that should be fun. Finale of that book. Another limited that's coming to a close.
All of
Um,
them are
I
closing
think,
up recently.
yeah, and new ones are starting.
Yeah,
Like Thunderbolts and also AntMan. AntMan is going to be a 5-issue limited, written by Al Ewing and
my
drawn by
man
Tom
Ewing.
Riley. My man Al Ewing. Um, yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting him a couple times at New York Comic Con, and I had him sign a bunch of my Immortal Hulk books.
Yeah,
One of
his
them,
Immortal Hulk run, amazing.
here's my number one I have signed by him.
But yeah, Ant Man #1 was so good. It was a classic Hank Pym story, and I mean, it's been so long since we got anything actually Hank Pym that wasn't Ultron related.
Yeah, so this has been really amazing. The art is incredible. I love the narration for the future stuff, and then how spot on the narration for the kind of 60s retro story was.
But they
And
also
I
still keep the him being like a misogynistic
Yeah, no,
asshat.
it that's why it's so good is because it's like spot on, like not holding anything back, but like it makes you feel like you're reading an old comic, but it also like is still like a very real and harsh story, I guess.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
going from reading Superman and Spidey to this was really nice because I was reading like those original old ass dialogue and the thought bubbles, like they're thinking about every little thing that happens, explaining every little thing that happens in the narration box, to reading this Ant-Man book. It was just really awesome. So yeah, really excited for number two here. This is going to be a really fun book. Al Ewing killing it as always. Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood number four. Just a fun little Moon Knight anthology series. They've done this with Deadpool, Elektra, Black Widow, like a Carnage, a bunch of characters now. It's a fun anthology series, gets writers and artists a chance to take a stab at a certain character. Really happy that they're doing it for Moon Knight. The writer that I'm looking most forward to reading the story of is Christopher Cantwell. Um,
Yeah.
he's been absolutely amazing on Iron Man. So I'm really excited for this. For his story with Moon Knight. Also, take a peek at the variant here. Really nice variant.
Ooh.
I don't recognize this artist,
I
but I
mean, I
definitely
love
will
the
be.
regular cover too, but the variant, oh my god.
This variant is sick.
Alexander Lozano.
Alexander Lozano, cool.
That is
Very
so
nice stuff.
cool. That is so clean. That's such a nice. I love the Tonfas.
Yeah,
The Tonfas look so
very good.
nice.
So yeah, those are my top five for this week, most anticipated. Lucas, what are your top five?
Starting off my top five is House of Slaughter #8. This has been a really interesting arc. It's been called the Scarlet Arc. Basically, it's exploring more of the deaths of the House of Slaughter, which is basically this like cult of adults that kill children killing monsters. I guess that's the best way to put it. And this one guy, he's like not a very good killer, as in like Monster Hunter, but he's a really good artist, and it's really funny because his weapon is a paintbrush or a pen.
Hmm.
So, it's interesting. I'm excited to see how it works. I mean,
Hmm.
it's by James Tinian the fourth, so I expect good stuff.
Hmm.
The variants #3. I've actually been loving this series. It's been so
I
long
gotta
since
catch
we've
up.
gotten a good Jessica Jones book.
Hmm.
And I mean, the only thing I don't like, and it's my smallest gripe that's been in the series so far, that Luke isn't mayor in this. But that's
Uh,
like my only gripe. I love this
mhm.
series so much. I love Tigra and Jessica's interactions. I love her interaction with her variants. the discussion of her abuse by Purple Man is super interesting. And She-Hulk is going to be in this issue, which is I'm really excited for.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a book I got to catch up on. That looks cool.
Yeah. So, my next one is Superman War World Apocalypse. This is the finale we've been waiting for in Action Comics.
They're doing a one
Superman.
shot, huh?
Yeah. No. Well, this is it.
To
This
wrap
is
it up.
basically like the Omega for the
Huh.
arc.
Interesting.
Because last issue in Action Comics 1046, Superman got fully powered up again, finally.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so now he is going to face off against Mongol. And
Word.
it's basically going to be like what happens. Natasha, John Henry Irons are going to be there. Everyone's going to be there. It's going to be super interesting. I'm excited to read it. And I mean, it's been like a mini Conan the Barbarian Superman arc. That's the best way
Yeah.
I can put it. And it's been
Yeah.
so good because they call him, I think, what was it that they called him? I think they called him the Dull Blade in the Coliseum because he takes no lives.
Huh.
That's like his rule. So like they called him the Dull Blade, but as like in an act of respect
Yeah,
because he
yeah.
always takes them out without killing them. Then my next one is Power Rangers Unlimited Death Ranger.
Mm.
Oh my fucking god. After the last issue, I need to know what happens because holy fuck. All of the Omega Rangers got taken over by the Death Ranger.
Wow.
So now it's the classic Power Rangers versus the Omega Rangers that are souped up by the Death Ranger, who now also has a fucking army of zombies. What the
Wow.
fuck is this book, bro? It's so good.
Wow.
It is so good. And the Death Ranger design
Sick.
looks so nice. And I
Yeah,
mean,
he looks great.
have I mentioned that they have a cat Power Ranger? Like, what? And now all of a sudden he's taken over by the literal embodiment of death? What
Yeah.
the fuck? It looks so good. Oh my god, I love the catchphrase too. Omega now, Omega forever. But they say
Wow.
it now with a sinister fucking meaning. Like, you'll
Yeah.
literally never. Once you join the Omega Rangers, you can never die, never leave.
Wow.
It's so fucked, bro. It's so good. But yeah,
That's
the fact
crazy.
that the Omega Rangers, who have been confirmed multiple times to be way stronger than the regular Mighty Morphing Power Rangers, have
Mhm.
just been basically low diffed by this fucking Death Ranger
Wow.
makes this next fight it's gonna be wild. That's all I'm gonna say. And then finally, my last one to close out the my top five is Breakout number 3. This is an interesting one. It's by Dark Horse. It's been really cool. It's basically about this world where children get abducted by this random batch of aliens or cube monsters or whatever, and taken into this giant cube that's in the center of the fucking city, and no one has ever escaped. And so these kids plan a breakout where they're going to get in on purpose to break out their brothers and sisters. And it's pretty cool. The first 2 issues have just been like them building and figuring out a way to best break in.
Mm.
So, and they're the only ones that can get in because children are the only ones allowed in. So,
Wow.
yeah, no, they're purposefully getting themselves abducted and then breaking out from there.
Mhm.
Because otherwise, the military literally has no weapons that can combat and break in. So, it's cool. It's interesting. It's been well written so far. I've been enjoying it. But yeah, so what's the rest of your list?
Rest of my list. I'm just checking in on all the X books right now because of you know, Judgment Day. So X-Men 14, X-Men 31, uh, Fortnite, Marvel Zero War 4. Really anticipating this one so I can spend the code and get a free item in
Have you
Fortnite.
read have you read the issues so far?
Nope.
I will tell you this. Fortnite has their first canonical sex scene.
What?
I wish that was a joke.
Bruh.
So read the book so you can figure out which Fortnite character bangs a Marvel character.
What's the rest of your list?
The rest of my list is Flash 2022 annual. I'm excited to see where this goes. Linda Park currently has powers, which haven't been explained. It's been kind of building up in the background. So this one, I think, is going to actually be talking about it
Mm.
because Linda has fucking speed powers, and now that means the entire family does. So kind of wild. After that, I want to read all the X-Men books. Then I'm going to read Sandman Universe, Nightmare Country. Been interesting, especially while watching the Sandman show.
Mm.
DC Saved by the Belle Reeve, which
Mm.
sounds so goofy. There's no way I'm not checking it out.
That's
Pol-
been our pull list for August 31st. Catch us next time and have a splendid day.